Okay, so just make sure if you're in a new space that you've got your surroundings okay, you're not going to trip on anything. And we'll start off with squats and reaches. So I just want to mention if anybody has any injuries that they feel like is limiting them from doing some of the exercises, just make sure you modify some common things like maybe not doing lunges, but just doing more squats, that's fine. Shorten range of motion can also help. And if it's any injury in the upper body, if we're doing upper body, lower body, maybe you modify those. Let's go another one here. Good. Okay, alternating back lunge, and let's get a rotation here through, rotation the same as the front leg. So it might be something so minor, but say we're doing a shoulder press and you need to change the grip strength or the grip. So if it's wide and bothers your shoulders, then do a narrow, I can't get, but you know what I mean. So more of a neutral grip there. Okay, one more each side. So we're just getting warmed up here. Step back and one more. All right, it's all about getting warmed up here. I'm going to get you to go from a knee up on this one, and then if you can, bring it behind. So same side. So up and then behind. If you can't do this very well, maybe you need to hold on to something, that's okay. So up and then here. We'll go one more on this side. A little bit of balance, standing on the one leg and there. Okay, other side. Usually do a lot of hamstring warming up and hips, but not always front of the thigh. So I'm not wobbly on the side and then behind. Let's go another two here. So knee up and then one more. Bring it up and then behind. Excellent. Okay, alternating side lunge, one and then the other. Just getting those muscles warmed up and get you going here. So hopefully you're getting loosened up a little bit. And as we move on, you can make that range of motion just a little bit bigger if you feel good. One more each side. And excellent. Okay, and now I'm going to get you going to a jog. Just get those muscles warmed up again, your heart rate elevated. And if you're not jogging, you're marching. Let's get going. So if you are just joining, remember this is your workout. Modify as you need. If you have any injuries or something that's bothering you, just modify those movements so you're still moving if we're doing an exercise that doesn't feel right for you. All right, I'm going to get you to go into this drop squat. So it's nice and easy, soft landing. If that's not good for you, it's a step together, step together. So I'm really absorbing the impact here. Okay, so if you're finding that's not right, reach, step, and reach. Excellent. So it's all about, oops, I just changed that exercise for a second. Let's go 3, 2, and 1, and release. Let's go hamstring scoops. And now that the blood is flowing a little bit through the body, we can feel like we can get a better range of motion. And I really want you to be warmed up by the end of this few minutes. Now, jump jacks, if you can, I want you to do this a bit different. Open and close. So low impact, it's out and in. If that doesn't feel good on the shoulders, just keep your hands closer to your body. So if you can, open, close. Nice. Okay, low impact is right here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to do the side squat. So this is different than that drop squat. I do want you to get a little bit more of that jump. And almost done the warm up. I'm just going to do a little bit more mobility here. 2 more each. Last one. And keep your feet moving. Let's go into arm circles. So again, if that's too much for you, just bend your elbows. It doesn't have to be a huge movement. You just want to get loosened up through the front of the shoulder. Take it behind if you like. Excellent. Let's go another one each side. And we'll do those squats with that reach. So again, it's about opening up through the chest. If that's not good, or if that's not good, bend the elbow. There. If you're feeling stiff still, you'll want to ease into the workout. And if you're feeling like you are ready to go, 1 more each side, this should take us ready for the work. All right, so just take another minute or so. If you need to stretch anything else, go ahead, grab some water. Just a few seconds actually. So today we're going to focus on a lot of repetition. So we have a couple of styles of workouts when we do these classes. Sometimes it's more of a HIIT, maybe upper body, lower body. Today we're going to combine some movements we did the other day. So more time under tension or repetition. So grab your weights first. And we're going to start off with our legs. And it's only legs in this first block, but some different ones. So we're going to go the squat with the lunge, and then the squat with the lunge. So let's start with that movement. Okay. Butt back and lunge, or short stride lunge. I want you to really think about range of motion instead of speed. Squat and lunge. So if you can keep your form and then you feel like you can pick up the pace, that's fine. But really, we want to get those legs working and side. So we're going to see lots of combinations like this. So both are leg exercises from one range to the other. And here, shoulders back and butt back. Short stride or nice long step. Squat. Almost done with these. And excellent. 1 more time. And excellent. Okay, we're right into this movement. This is a side lunge. Be careful you don't go too far. And then tip. Balance. We tend to always use some balance work. Do this early today. Side lunge. And then tip. We'll see. If you're struggling with the balance or you want to stay a little more focused, toe down, side lunge, and tip. So hamstring and glute, side, and tip, and side, and tip. Butt back on that tip. We're on the side lunge and then tip. Really focus on that effort. Good. All right, now I'm going to get you to go another 2 here. Remember what leg you're on. Find your balance. There. And 1 more here. Good work. Now, do a bit of conditioning before we move on to the second set of those. Put the weights down. So on this one, I'm going to get you to do a wide and then a narrow. So it's going to be a little bit of a jump if you can. So wide, narrow, wide, narrow. So if you can see, I'm nice soft landing. So more glute, more quadricep, wide, narrow. Each time I'm absorbing the impact. Doesn't have to be a big jump. If you're not feeling the jump or the soft landing here, that's a lot of extra front of the thigh. You can just come up to your toes, or you can do the low impact. Narrow, wide. Absorb the impact. Absorb. So low, low. Feel that work. Last two. One more. And release. Okay, you probably feel that a lot in the front of the thighs and into the glutes. Grab your weights again. Let's move on. Squat lunge. Have a breath. Have a breath here. Let's go squat and lunge again. Remember, right leg. You will need to do that side lunge and the tipping again, but this is wide. Then lunge, squat. Not too wide on those. I want you to be careful that your knee stays in line. When you push from nice and even, both legs even, to the one leg, you're gonna feel that work in the side glute. And push and side. Good. A few more to go. Alignment, drop. Let back. Get nice and low if you can. Good work. So lots of repetition, time under tension today. One more each side. And let back. And again, alignment. And then release. Okay. So if you were here last time, make sure you switch. Okay, so side, balance, tip. The other side, or sorry, again, this is all the other side than the last time, tip. So core tight, inner thigh, side glute, hamstring, and glute. But back on the side, and tip. Okay, so a bit of hamstring, but I do want you to really think about activating that glute. It's not just the calf and foot. So a slight bend in the knee to work it more around the hip. Keep going here. Side. A few more. And we'll do one more round. Right. Nice effort. Let's go one more time. Side. And excellent. Okay, put your weights down. Of course, if you want, you can use your weights. Maybe you like to have some resistance on this. If you do, you could hold the weights here and then here. So side by side and then in. If you don't need the weights, wide, narrow, wide, narrow. So see how I'm getting into a squat and a narrow, nice narrow squat, wide, narrow. So this is conditioning, but it's also a lot of strength. If it doesn't feel good on your knees, just make sure you do low impact. There, almost there. 4, 3, 2, good work, everybody. Last one, and release. Okay, by now you need a little break for your legs. Keep moving, grab some water. I shouldn't be the only one feeling that. Okay, grab some water. We're gonna focus on upper body. Very similar where we do a wide and a narrow. If you don't feel comfortable with those options, I want you to be really careful. If a wide row doesn't feel good, then just continue with mid, okay? So first exercise on this one, one mid, one wide. So mid, wide. Both feet are planted. Make sure your core is tight when you tip. You're not rolled forward. So we go one mid, turn the hands one wide. That doesn't feel good. Just stay with the mid. One mid, one wide if you can. Neutral neck, so we want to make sure we're looking just slightly in front and not rolled forward. We're in a tip position. We need to be careful that we're not straining the back. Stand up in between a couple if you need. In and wide, core tight, narrow and wide, narrow and wide. Let's go another 3 of these. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Stand nice and tall. All right, big shoulder roll. This is a shoulder exercise here, so please be careful. You might want to go lighter to start. I'm going to drop to my lighter weights just for a couple anyways. I'm going to do front raise, side raise. But if you need to, this can be an upright row and then elbows bent on the side. Okay, so please remember this should be effort but never strain. Front raise, not too high, not higher than shoulders. Down to thighs, same thing, just underneath the shoulder head. Front and side. Bend the elbows if you need a little less. Change it if needed. You don't need a lot of weight for this. And front raise, side raise. Good. So we have a theme today of time under tension. And this is all upper body. This is all shoulders. The other one was a little bit of upper, mostly upper back, but a bit of shoulders. 2 more each. There's 1 and 1 more here. Good. And then big shoulder roll. Okay, so this, an option for conditioning on this one, if you can, I want you to take it to the floor. I'm going to show you this one. So if, okay, so you always have the option for jump jacks. So if you want, you're on your feet and you're doing low jack. So I'm going to show you this and then you can decide what feels the best. So I'm going to do a plank jack and I'm going to make it a little bit challenging if you can. So regular jack or low jack is a good option. Otherwise, a plank jack like this. 1, 2, so out, in, reach, reach, out, in, reach, reach. So anybody want to try that? Otherwise, it's a regular jack. So in a high plank, out, in, reach, reach, out, in, reach, reach. This is shoulder stability. And if you're doing jump jacks, it's fine. Just do those instead. I just want everybody to move, whatever that looks like for you. But the challenge, we haven't done this before. So 2 plank jacks, reach and reach. If it bothers you, please modify. Last 2. And release. Okay, so you'll have the option to do plank jacks like that or the regular jump jacks when we do it the second time. Up onto your feet. 1 mid, 1 wide row. Let's take it here. Tip, pull it in, and pull it wide. Remember, if you prefer, just stay with the mid. Another option, of course, could be the tubing. So keep going. If you have tubing and you prefer to do pull aparts, maybe that feels better. It's just a back exercise. You just move your body however you need. I'm going to go here. Remember, your pace is whatever you're comfortable with. If you can, 1 mid, 1 wide. Now on the wide, you might notice that my elbows are still pointed to the back a little bit. I don't want to be straining the neck. In, wide. Working through the upper back. And last 3. Here's 1, 2, and the third one, in and wide. All right, relax for a second. So same as before, if you use lighter weights, switch it up. 1 front raise, 1 side raise, and it can be upright row and elbows bent too. Okay, so front and side, if possible, front and side. So while we're doing this, you're going through 2 different exercises, one and then the other, front raise and side raise, or upright and elbows bent. Shoulders working all around the shoulders. Okay, now I want you to start thinking about whether you're going to do jump jacks or if you'd like to do those plank jacks with the reaches. Again, you have the options. Let's go. 2 more. Here's 1 and 1 more each front and side. Okay, so hopefully you feel that all around the shoulders. And this is a great shoulder stability exercise if you're doing the plank. Overall conditioning if you're standing. I want you to be, you have all the options for yourself. So I'll get you started. Jump jacks or plank jack. 2, reach, stable. Don't let yourself rock. If you feel better on those reaches, take your feet a little bit wider. Sometimes that helps as well. So you can in, out, and then you're wide when you do those reaches. Okay, so both options will keep you moving and whatever is best for you. I'll go 1 more time here. Out, in, reach, and reach. Okay, relax. Okay, well, hopefully that feels good to get up onto your feet. Grab some water if you need. Let's move on. We're going to go back to some leg work. Grab some water here. Okay, so in this one, we're going to do again, you can always do regular squats if needed. Otherwise, I'm going to go into a long step back lunge and then a crouch. So it looks like this. So I'm going to step back. Then I'm going to crouch. This should put all the effort in the glute, less on the hamstring because we're not tipping. So same leg. Long step back. Crouch. Long step back. Crouch. Same leg. Lunge. Crouch. So it's all about activating the glute, I hope, in front of the thigh. In fact, it should be less hamstring. It's quad, so front of the thigh, and glute. That's where I feel it. So hopefully you're also getting that range. Nice long step back. Ouch. Okay, remember what leg you're on. Next time we'll do the other. And let's go to 2. If you're not feeling the lunge, it becomes it's a squat and then a crouch with both feet planted. Last one. Okay, so all the same leg. I want you to go into a cross behind, and then if you can, you're going to come up to a knee lift. So watch, if possible, up to knee. So behind, up to knee. Now, if you don't like this motion, I'm getting really tired here in that glute, especially this. If you've ever done hip hikes before, it really works that side glute. So when you come up, can you hold it? If you need, it's just a gentle tap so that effort stays in those legs. Oops, see? as soon as you lose the focus, it's just awful to get back. So let's go here. Anybody else getting tired? I think so. Not twisting. 1 more time. And put your weights down for a second. So all on that leg. All on that leg. Okay. Let's do a little bit of skaters. And I want you to start off just nice and easy, side to side. We're going to change this into the over and hold in a second, but still working those muscles. I want you to just kind of shake it out a little bit. Release, especially all that effort there in those muscles. All right, now can you go over and hold? Over and hold. Watch your footing. We don't want to be rolling the ankle. So you can step and hold. Step and hold. Shoulders, hips in alignment. Okay, we're moving forward. What we don't want is to be leaning so nice and upright. Okay, if you need to do less impact, just step and hold. Okay, we have to do everything on the other leg again. One more each. Last one. All right, good. Okay, so grab your weights again. Long step back and crunch. All on this leg now. All right, I know you're probably all thinking that this is heavy duty on the glute, I hope. Okay, back lunge. Crunch. Front of the thigh and glute. Long step back. Crouch. Shoulders back. So if you can, when you do that crouch, can you try to keep your heel down? Sometimes if we lack mobility in the ankle, it will lift. But if you can, keep the heel down the whole time. And excellent. Looking good today, everybody. 2 more times, then we'll do the cross behind with the knee lift, if possible. 1 more. Approach. Okay. This leg is planted. Cross behind. Up to knee lift if you can. So watch there, not twisting the knee. Push the hip out to the side and up to knee balance. So if you are feeling this a lot in your glute, that's a good thing. If you feel it in your front of your thigh, that's fine as well. It just sometimes the glute, if it is on the lazy side, sometimes we have to really remind it to work. There. Okay, almost done. I really hope you're feeling this now. 2. 1 more. All right, and relax there for a second. Ooh, I really feel that around my hip, which is a good thing. That's where I want you to feel it as well. Let's release it again. In those skaters, still the same muscles working, but we're going to kind of loosen it up a bit. Side and side. Okay, watch your footing. If you need low impact, you're here. And we'll end this one just like we did the first round where we went over and hold. Low impact if you need, or those nice good skaters. 3, 2, let's try to hold if you can. Okay, over and hold. Finish these ones off again. We're going to move our attention to upper body again, but we'll have a bit of recovery. Grab some water. See that the little adjustments, you might see that I have a little harder time on my one side. 2 more each. 1 more each. And hold. And reset. Okay, keep your feet moving. Grab some water and we will move on again. So again, I keep reminding you, of course, modify as you need. This is not about always doing the same thing I'm doing. You can change it so you get the best workout that you're able to do today. All right, upper body again. This time we're going to focus on the biceps. So we're going to do narrow and regular. So hammer bicep curl, regular curl. Okay, so this is what our theme is today, right? So 2 different ways to work the biceps, all in one set. So palms in, and then regular bicep curl, your palms are up, and get a little twist. Okay, you're not moving or you can move around a little bit, but this is all about the upper body. We're not focused on the legs here at all. Okay, so one narrow, one hammer curl, one regular bicep curl, no swinging. It's about control, keeping your elbows glued to your sides. So these, when you put them together, we just have more time under tension, and that's our theme today. All right, one to the front and over. Good. Okay, the biceps working. And one in, one there. Good. Awesome. Okay, let's go one more time. Release. Okay, big shoulder roll. Another bicep exercise. This time we're going to add a little bit, actually no legs. We're going to keep the legs stationary. So let's go bottom half. So we're going to stay in the bottom half. The palms stay up. And we're going to do one bottom and one full. So this stays in the biceps, all palms facing. One bottom, one full. I debated whether or not we should do some triceps in this, but no, I think we can all handle a little bit more biceps since our theme today is more reps. More time, under tension, and I don't know about you, but I definitely feel this a lot. So if you're straining, lower the weight. The bottom halves make us work a little bit harder. All right, two more times. One bottom, one full, and last one. One bottom and one full. Okay, good. Let's shake out the arms a little bit, and we're just going to go into a jog. So I'm going to get you to do two different movements, but you're going to start off with a jog on the spot. So keep your feet moving. Doesn't matter how you move. You can be marching. It's fine. So this is what we're going to do. A regular run, jog on the spot. It can be a fast run, like a speed run. It can be a high knee pull. Okay, so we're going to do this movement. We're going to do a little bit of ladder run, which goes like this. Out and in, out and in. So get ready to go in 3, 2, 1, out and in. Out and in. We'll go back to the jog. So light on the feet. Low impacts. Out, out, in, in. Out, out, in, in. 3, 2, 1, jog on the spot. Marching if you like. We're going to come back to the bicep curls. And if you need to lower your weights or change it, just make sure you do. Those arms should be rested enough so we can go back to it. All right, ladder run, out and in. Let's go last time. Out and in, out and in. Light on the feet. Out, out, in. Speed run. All right, so you're on the balls of your feet here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Okay. How are your arms? Do you want to keep going with these? Let's do it. Palms in, palms wide. All right. There. I warned you, didn't I? We'll be doing these again. Palms in and palms wide. Keep your elbows close. Okay, so it was these ones, and then it was the one bottom and one full that we'll do one final time. Good. Keep going here. Front and regular. Last two, here's one. One more of those each. One narrow, one is a hammer, curl, and regular curl. Okay, relax the arms just for a second. We're going right back into the one bottom, one full. So a little bit of a rest for a second. And then one bottom, one full. If you need to lower your weights, go ahead. Bottom half, down, full. So only to 90 degrees. Half and full. Half and full. Half and full. All right, I'm really hoping that you're starting to get quite fatigued in your arms, but in a good way. lighter weights. This is how you can get a good workout and change the range of motion. 2 more, and then jog on the spot again. Okay, that's excellent. Put them down. Shake out the arms while you're doing that into a jog. Let's draw the attention to the legs again and focus on increasing that heart rate a little bit. So if you're using this as a recovery, just like jog, that's fine. Even a speed run, if you want. Go ahead and really pump those knees high. Okay, so whatever you need today. Ladder run in 3, 2, 1, and go. Out and in. Light on the feet, balls of the feet, otherwise out, out, in. This is our low impact. Okay, and one more round of the run. 3, 2, 1, and go. Jog, jog, march it, knees high, speed run. And last 5, 4, 3, ladder run, last time. Let's go. Out and in. Light on the feet, light on the feet. Low impact. Nice. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, keep your feet moving and grab some water. Let's move on. Okay, so far so good. I'm just going to check. We've got plenty of time. Let's focus on a little bit more legs on this one. So this is a squat with a shoulder press. So let's get the arms working in there a little bit. So it's going to be a wide squat, not a side lunge. So I'm going to go low, and then I'm going to come up to shoulder press, and then I'm going to do the other side. Remember, it's not a lunge. It is a side step squat. Up, shoulder press. So this block of work is combination. So we're doing a little bit of shoulder work with the legs. And so when you bring the weights up, it's kind of like a bicep curl again. Don't worry too much about how the arms come up, as long as you're not losing your form. Okay, so low and up to shoulder if you need to. You just can keep the weights by your sides and just do a leg exercise. If you'd like to do both, go for it. All right. And now, combination move. Go. Let's go another one each side. And some more shoulders with the legs. All right, so if you can, on these ones, it is a nice wide squat with the upright row. So watch again, this is, actually let's go tipping, sorry, not a squat, but a tip. So feet not too wide. So maybe that's too wide, bring it in closer. You're gonna tip. So hamstring to upright row. So not a squat, but more of a tip. So a deadlift, butt back, feel that lengthening. Stand tall and upright. This is where I don't want you to be using too much momentum, right? So it's still independent. 1 and 1. Core tight. 1 tip and 1 up. Good. Down and up. Both feet are planted here. It's a slight bend in the knee. If you're not feeling the upright row, just focus on the legs. Maybe you're not feeling the deadlift. You just want to do upright row. When we do combination moves, feel free to break it down if you like. And tip and up, nice and tall. Let's go another 2 here. One more time. And up, release. Okay, big shoulder roll. I'm going to do another set of the side squat with shoulder press. I want to change this a little bit so our core work will bring ourselves down to the floor. It'll flow a little bit easier. So let's go side squat. Again, up to shoulder press. And you notice I just did that a little bit different. So if you like low then high, go ahead. If you prefer like that first one I just did, you can keep your weights by your shoulders and up to press. Side squat. It's not a side lunge, okay? If you want, you just do the side squat. Maybe you're just wanting to do shoulders. Almost there. One more each side. Last one. And now, remember, you can break this down. Tipping, deadlift, upright row. Okay, just the upright row, maybe, is all you need. Maybe just the deadlift. Nice and tall. On the upright, make sure when you also do these upright rows that you stop it just underneath the shoulders. Okay. Focus on the front of the shoulders. Please modify if needed. Good work, everybody. So we are going to go to the floor in a second. One more, or two more, I mean. There's one more. And nice and tall. All right, put your weights down for a second. Now, if you know you're going to be doing some chest work with your weights, then bring them down now. If you need a sip of water before we take it to the floor, go ahead and grab it. We're going to do a core exercise now. This core exercise will end this block of work before we move on to the next. I'm just going to have a sip of water here. Come down to the floor. Okay, so we're going to try the plank and then the up down. So watch, you're going to watch me. Hopefully you can see me here. So it is an up down plank, but I don't want you to go too quick. So you're on your forearms, knees or toes. Up, up, down, down, alternate. Up, up, down, down. So from a low plank to a high plank. And then repeat, alternate. So if you do not like that motion, you can just do a regular plank on your hands or your forearms. So core exercise, up, down, alternate your leading hand. That way we're just doing nice one set of these. Up, down, down. Watch you not rocking your hips. And I notice that I tend to sometimes, so I can easily put my knees down. If that doesn't feel good on your shoulder, please change the option. It's a core exercise. So let's go just another 2. 1, 2, and release. Okay, sit back for a second. So your shoulder roll. Now, if you are more comfortable with your dumbbells, you're going to do a wide chest press, then a narrow tricep press. So it looks like if I was lying down with my weights, I'd go wide, in, I turn my wrists, I bring it close to my ribs, I bring it up, and then I take it wide and narrow. So if you're comfortable with that, then go ahead with your dumbbells. If you want to just do presses only. If you are comfortable doing push-up, you're going to do wide and then narrow. So more chest and then more tricep. So this is what it looks like if you're comfortable. 1 wide push-up. Walk it in. 1 narrow push-up. 1 wide. And you'll see I'm on my knees, which is still effort, but I don't think I would be doing very many tricep push-ups on my toes. So 1 wide, 1 narrow if you can. And that's all those options with dumbbells or your body weight. Wide. Walk it in, narrow, 1 wide, 1 narrow. Keep going. Chest press or these. All right, I'm going to go 1 more, 1 wide, 1 narrow. And narrow. Be very careful with those. All right, remember you can always modify that exercise. Okay, shake it out for a second. Now, if you can, I forgot to bring my weights, I'm going to grab just one of them. I'm going to do a press and then overhead extension. So this is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to use my one weight. I'm going to hold it end to end. Kneeling if you can, stand it if you need. Press up, overhead extension, and down. So if you are okay with your 2 weights, hold them end to end so your elbows stay close. So press and extend behind your head. Up and over and down. Up and over and down. Okay, so we'll do another round of the chest press and the narrow or the push-ups. Another set of these. And then we'll be on our feet for one last block of work. All right, now let's go 2 more. Up and over and down. One more time. Tricep. And a bit of there, and release. So even this narrow press up, it's shoulders, but you're gonna feel your triceps a little bit more with that overhead. So chest press and narrow, right? So wide and narrow or push-ups. One more round. If possible, let's do, again, whatever feels challenging but doable for you. Let's go wide and narrow. Ready, go. And narrow. Walk it out. I want you to really be sure of your hand placement if you're doing a push-up. Your elbows are not directly out to the side. They are pointed to the back. Challenging. And what we want it to be challenging, but we also want it doable. So please make sure you do whatever you need. 2 more. So one wide and narrow, then wide and narrow. And final one is going to be feeling that last one. Okay, release. I had to brush that one. I was feeling it was way too hard at the end. Okay. So again, if you want to stand, then go for it. If it's bothering your knees, come up onto your feet. We're going to be on our feet for the next exercise anyways. So stand and do this or stay kneeling. It depends on how you feel. So up and then over and then down. I'm going to come up onto my feet. That way you can still see me. It is up and over and down. So tricep focused. A tiny bit of shoulders, elbows facing the front. If you need to modify this, please make sure you do. It's maybe the shoulder is bothering you and you get more out of a tricep kickback. That's fine. Just a few more to go. Elbows still nice and tight. I'm going to go 2 more of these. Up and over and down. One more time. Up and over and down. And release. Okay, let's shake out the arms. If you do need a sip of water, go ahead and grab it now. We're up on our feet for one last block of work. All right, so especially after doing that chest work, I do want to do a little bit of reverse fly. So when we do that, if that doesn't feel right, then I want you to change it. So you can even do tubing. That, or maybe you like to do this motion. So it's the muscles behind the shoulders. Go ahead when you're ready. I need a sip of water and then I'll go into my reverse fly. I like to do that, especially after doing some chest work, that I balance out those muscles and I do some reverse flies. It's just about keeping your legs, both feet planted, and reverse fly. If that bothers your shoulder at all, please make sure you change it. Any shoulder injuries, anything when you bring your hands away from the center of your body that's could be potentially aggravating it. So just be very careful. All right, so let's go another 4, 3, 2, and One, and then big shoulder roll. One last block or exercise, which would be our squats. We've done lots of stationary, but this I want you to focus just on regular squats. Just finish off working your legs. I do want to do a bit of extra core and then our cool down. So we're very close to the end, but back, core tight, push and lift. Okay, and your final strength exercise here. Butt back, chest lifted. Get nice and low if you can. Let's go solid 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release. Okay, put your weights down. Unless you want to use it for your core, you may want to. So have the options close by. A little bit of core and then cool down. All right, so onto your front. We're going to go hands and knees. We're going to do a variation of our bird dog or pointer. Okay, so I want you to try this. Let's go. How many faces? So opposite arm, opposite leg. Extend, and then from here, face here. So out, and then the leg comes out, the arm comes out. Bring it in, out again, out, and in. So it's a variation. It's more really stabilizing, working that glute, and abs are braced. Hips level. All right, 2 more and then we'll switch. And then release. Switch sides, opposite arm, opposite leg. Bring it out first. And then from here, the leg comes out, arm comes out, then bring it back. Stable. Out. And in. Okay, you're controlling. You might feel that a lot in your stabilizer glute muscles. Your core. 2 more. Last one. And release. Okay, and your last core exercise, we are there, and we'll finish with our stretch. So the feet are lifted. This is where you might want to add some weight if you like. You can hold it up here. Let's try a single leg. So I'm gonna go left leg, right leg, and then both together if possible. 1, keep that flat, 2, and then together. And then in. 1, 2, and together. One side, and together. 2 more times. And we're finishing with a stretch. 1, 2, and 3, and relax. All right, right into our stretch. Plant both feet down, and then I want you to grab one leg. From here, if that leg is okay, straight, you can straighten it. Otherwise, the top leg is straight. Hamstring stretch. So if that is all right, extend your leg. Okay, this shouldn't be forced stretch. It's enough to feel a gentle stretch, and then you can even flex your foot. That will help deepen the stretch, but I don't want you to overstretch. Just enough to feel that. Just the start of a stretch. You know, never force. All right, bring the knee in, then drop it to the side. This is more of a glute and low back stretch. Take this arm out. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Nice glute stretch. We did those a lot of glute work and those lunges. That's where you should feel it. And back to the center. Bring the other knee in. Keep the leg bent to start. Straighten the leg. If you can here, extend. Gentle stretch and flex the foot if you can. Probably can't see, but my leg is shaking I want. Okay, never forcing the stretch. And then bring the knee in and then across. And just a gentle stretch here. Right? And look, open up that arm. And then back to the center. Okay, roll it up to seated. We'll do a bit of hip flexor stretch, and then that will also help us release, do a nice mobility or dynamic stretch. So let's go hip flexor, reach up, and then over. And before you switch sides, hand down, open it up, and let's go to the same side as the front leg first. Before you switch legs, switch hands, open up this way. That's another stretch, a little bit more intense. And now switch sides, hip flexor. Reach it up. And then from here, over. And then bring it down. Open the same side as your front leg first. And now the other side. Okay, again, we're not forcing, but just getting a nice stretch. You might feel a deeper stretch through the front of the hip. Okay, let's take it up onto the feet. Keep it nice and dynamic and a little bit of rotation side to side. Bring this up a little bit. And here. And a bit of side reaches. And now the other side. Hope you feel good today. And that was a nice full body workout. Lots of time under tension, a lot of repetitions. One more. Take your hands behind your back. Pull your shoulders down. Let's do a little tilt to release the neck. Never force the stretch, just enough to feel that. And the other side. And the big shoulder roll. Bicep stretch, your arms can be out, thumbs down. And we'll do a tricep stretch. And since I did record today's class, I'll end the recording in just a second. And for anybody else that is wanting to stick around, will have a few minutes to stick around and chat. Big shoulder roll. So hopefully that feels good. I'm going to stop the recording. Hope you enjoyed that today.